I've noticed in recent years, different talk show hosts, news show hosts, popular podcasters are often talking about the meaning of life and making sense of the world. They're talking about big topics, wars, and how people live and how they get along with one another, and things that are happening in unrest and lack of peace, and just trying to make sense of it all. And listened to podcasters recently, some popular ones, Bob Jones and Jordan Peterson, Tucker Carlson. Listened to quite a few, and it's amazing how many of them are beginning to discover that the only thing that really makes sense in this crazy world of ours is that there's a spiritual warfare going on, or that the real meaning of life comes from God. And they're talking about it openly and publicly. It's not like they're even necessarily going to church or super religious. They put it right out there. They're just trying to figure this out. But the thing that they keep coming back to, which is kind of surprising, is that they're finding that the only thing that seems to kind of hone them in, center them, is when they start thinking about God and the creator of the world and the creator of the universe and how things all began and how they began. Kind of the real meaning of life. And so, in talking about the most important thing, I just want to address that because it's something that on my journey also became a quest. Where is this all going? What's life about? And it's the most important thing that we can really consider and think about. When maybe you've read stories or heard things, I definitely have, of, they do these interviews with people and books have been written about it. What do people say at the ends of their lives? What is the thing that they wish they would have done more of? What do they consider things that they would change? What would they do more of? And like 95% of the time, it's one thing. And it's almost never about, I wish I would have had a different place to live, or a bigger house, or a better job, or more income, or things like that. Traveled more. I wish I would have done this or done that. They all inevitably, 95% say, I wish I would have spent more time with my family, my spouse, my friends, with God. They've carry some regrets that they didn't focus more on relationships that were clearly important to them. And now, as they're leaving the earth, leaving this life, they're realizing what really matters is relationships. There's a statement that Jesus makes in the Bible which really is shocking and makes you pause. As we live our lives, and most people today think when life's over, I'll go to heaven. I'll be in this happy place where everybody goes, where you know angels are, and we'll just they will do the things there we never did on earth, and we just kind of expect that when this life is over, we're going to get to heaven. And Jesus kind of paints a very different picture, that not very many people get there. In fact, he says the road is very wide that people are traveling on, and most people are on it, but it's not a path that leads to heaven. And he makes this really shocking statement because he even addresses people that seem to be following God, or believe in God, or maybe go to church, maybe even do the things that he did, the working of miracles, the casting out of demons, big, miraculous, powerful things, supernatural things. following in his footsteps, doing what he said he wanted us to do. At the ends of the gospel, he says, I want you to go out and heal the sick and cast out demons and all that. And he addresses it to the people that seem to be having the best chance of getting to heaven. They've decided to follow him. And they get to this place of heaven, and Jesus is explaining the place of judgment, the place where he will decide who gets to go to heaven, who gets to enter and live the rest of their life there, in a very happy place, a good place. But he says this startling thing that people will come and present the things that they've done, and even to say, well, I worked miracles in your name. I did these great things in your name, cast out demons. And the sad words that Jesus speaks, and they're not angry words, they're just sad, looking at them and saying, away from me, I never knew you. Away from me, that means go away. I don't know you. It's startling, it's shocking, and it ought to give us pause for the meaning of life. What is the most important thing? Apparently, just doing all these marvelous things, even working miracles, is not the most important thing to Jesus, to the Father. What is it? And that's the answer I want to give you right now. The most important thing is having a relationship with God, with Jesus. This is a two-part talk, and the next one's going to be on, well, what does it mean to follow him or to do his will? Isn't that important? And yes, that's a factor. But here, Jesus is talking about himself, and he says, I don't know you. And underneath that word know, and we don't have a good English word to fit there, so the word knew or know is put there. But in the Hebrew dialect, they would have understood that, and they would know it to mean something pretty close to even a romantic sexual relationship between a man and a woman. Knowing in a very deep, intimate way the other person, meeting them in a very deep, private place where it's just the two of you, and it's a beautiful, wonderful place. And Jesus said, I never knew you. You have not gotten close to me. I've wanted you. I've desired you. I came for you. I bled out on a cross for you. And you've decided to follow me or to go to church or whatever, but you don't know me. You don't spend any time with me. You're just going about your life doing this and doing that and maybe even being a good person, but you're forgetting about the most important thing, and that's me. What is the most important thing? Well, it starts with this important truth. God loves you. Jesus loves you. He said, I loved you before you were even born. He says, I loved you even while you were still a sinner. His love is unconditional and just comes. It woos, it beckons, it invites, but it does not force. He doesn't make us love him. It's what he wants from us by our free will and free choice, by saying, I will, I do at a marriage service. I will, I do. It's our own personal choice to say, I will spend the rest of my life with you. And so heaven isn't a place that we go to just to relax and spend out the rest of eternity, who knows doing what. It's to continue being with Him, the one that we know loves us, arouses love in us for Him. And we turn back to Him and say, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. I love you. I want to be with you. I care about you. Does Jesus need to be cared about? Yes, He wanted friends. Of course He did. And that was what He was looking for in His disciples, who followed Him for several years. And finally He said, you're no longer slaves, you're my friends. You had relationship with them. And I learned this, fortunately, and I just have found that I want to spend time with Him. I want to be with Him. Sure, my life is busy with a million other things, but the most important thing in my day is just talking to Him, being with Him, knowing Him and Him knowing me. It's a relationship. How do you get that? You just say yes. He's inviting you with love. You feel the love coming towards you, even now. God's saying, I love you. Take my hand. Walk with me. Be with me. I want to be with you. And just our simple response, yes, I do. I will. I want to be with you, Jesus. I want to share my life with you. He saved us, of course. He's the one that's the bridge to heaven. Out of love. He doesn't want us languishing or hurting or frustrated or living in miserable or wondering what does life mean. He's the meaning of life. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's the one that makes life mean something. He's not going to change everything about you. He loves who you are. He wants to know you, and He wants you to know Him. It's a relationship. People have had near-death experiences, and they come face to face with this amazing person that they somehow know is Jesus. His arms reaching out to them and hugging them. Hugging them. Hugging them. He wants to hug you. Take that step, won't you? Say, Jesus, I will. Say, yes, I do. I want to know you. I want to be your friend. Take me there. Take me with you. And then every day, let that be a part of your day. Jesus, I am here. I want to be with you. I want to know you. I'll share everything I am and with you. And let's be friends. That's the path. That is the most important thing and the most important decision you'll ever make. And it continues. Life is short. I've lived a fairly long life. Some people's lives are short. But this life doesn't end. It just changes. The dimension changes. We go into a new place, a place that we call heaven, where we continue to think and breathe and feel, talk, hear. All our senses continue, and they come alive in a new place with lots of things to explore and lots of things to do. But most importantly, we get to spend it with the people we love. And that includes Jesus. I encourage you to subscribe to hear the next part of this, because there is a dimension that causes us to follow who we love. And the more I've grown to love, the more I want to follow. We put others first because of that, and we'll be talking about that in the next video, part 2. I invite you to subscribe so that you don't miss it, because that's an important dimension that also gives great meaning to our life, to your life. Stay tuned. I'm glad you were here. You are important to God. You're a great person. God believes in you, created you. Of course, He believes in you. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Good things are about to happen to you.